Hey there, welcome back, Marius here, and today we have Jagged Alliance 3 and my 30 tips and tricks. I've been through the game several times and I will give you main takeaways from what I have learned, so let's jump right to the point in the game, and there will be timestamps. All 30 are in the description. If you want to just read them through, feel free to do that, because most important part is you can have better and more fun gameplay. I'm trying, and there should be spoiler-free things. There will be some things you might notice, but I will avoid as much as possible anything to spoil, so there will be more general approaches and everything that I learned through, okay? So I'll bring also on the screen, and we will have, let's first have the first, and this is always hide. It's stupid as it is, but I don't know if I need to say it, but there's an option to hide your mercenaries. It's always, and my advice is basically the stealth approach is what I have played through, and this is immensely and great thing to do, alright? So I'm advising to do that. Why? The reason, well, just to hide, it's slower, but basically there's no reason to unhide. You can run into trouble. You got the point. Second, basically why, let's answer why, because stealth kill. It's all about and around stealth kills. It is, I don't know if I can possibly demonstrate it, probably I can, but it is simple. If you have enemy, even with, okay, fine, let's take a look. You can take out. So this is a stealth kill. This is how it happens. This is the even they had a helmet and all that, and armor and whatever. Stealth kill, if you manage to kill with one shot, which in the head is mostly all the time, the fight is never starts. So you can pick a lot of enemies in the stealth without even starting combat. They don't know they are now with one guy less, right? So such approach is the key, at least in my play. There's a many gameplay choices how to play. I'm just saying this one of great ones, alright? Then third is silencers are kind of useless. So this is something, just hear me out. This is, I don't have, where is, no, this is from in my other team, I believe. Where's my... No. Okay, who has the weapon? Who has the weapon? Raise your hand. I don't have in this save. Damn it. The idea is simple. If you shoot the enemy down, there's one particular rifle I was looking for. This is another save in this playthrough. I don't have it. So when you have a weapons, you think this stealthy and hiding gameplay playthrough, you must have silencer, suppressor, right? The answer is actually no. This is, yeah, the suppressor, if you can put it up. The thing is, if you manage to kill this enemy, this particular enemy I already shot, without silencer, you will make a noise, and, well, from here they will hear it. But if you would shoot from, let's say, this side, yes, there would be a loud noise, but the thing is, still, you need one-shot kill in the head. If the enemy dies and no one heard that, not a single difference. What I'm trying to explain, which actually blew my mind, if you manage from this hidden state kill enemy with or without silencer, it doesn't matter. Even if there's a fight started, they are looking for you, but you are hidden. If you kill enemy while hidden and enemy dies with that shot, or 3 or 4, whatever shots you make, but that one shooting, you are still hidden. Usually games, if you don't have the silencer, automatically reveals your location. In this game, it's opposite. Your location is revealed only when enemy is too close to you. So the silencers, it was mind-boggling how and why, because yeah, I have all of them for all my guys, but just try it out. You'll see if there's one single enemy somewhere standing and you have option to shoot with silent or without, there's no difference if that's a silent kill, if that's a stealth kill. That's the point. All right, Well, there's a destructible. Always remember, this game is so awesome. There's destructible area. I will not be able to demonstrate it here because you see this is a really tough wall. You would need a grenade or grenade launcher, and you can tear them down. But there are many places. I'm trying to look if there's, yeah, no, these are all brick buildings where there are wooden shacks and such things. So what you can do, let me try to still semi-demonstrate it for you. Let's take a look. So you see, this is destructible environment. If someone is behind, let's say, wooden shack, and you have two mercenaries with 2 hits, 2 shoots left, you can use one to destroy the wall. If you have, even without grenade launcher, just, you know, some pretty cool. No. Pre-game. See? Remember, you can destroy things, and that opens up possibilities for your other guys to, you know, do some other stuff. That's the only thing I am encouraging, because there are some instances when this is crucial. If enemies behind the wall, so shoot the hole in the wall, and then the other guy sees enemy and shoot enemy down. That's it. Amazing. Sometimes really useful. Absolutely. Next tip. Tip number 5 is free aim shooting friendlies. This is also an occasional thing, but especially when in some cases there are enemies, hyenas and crocodiles, in closed cage. So you can open a cage, then immediately they will turn hostile. But if you take a free aim, this is with button F if you are on a PC, well, obviously, then this is how the free aim works. Of course, enemies will not be notified, but yeah. So the free aim is also a chance for you to shoot someone if they are even friendly. I don't know why these hyenas are friendly when they really shouldn't, but with free aim you can do that. I actually can load and yeah. No, I will not spend my time. So test it out. There are sometimes some enemies or some quest lines where you talk with someone and they agree with them and they give you diamonds or something. In most cases, there's a chance afterwards you just pull out your gun and like, you know what, I changed my mind, you're a baddie, pow, and you can shoot down kind of friendlies, even if they are kind of friendly, but you know they are evil or whatever. So it can resolve some things as well. Alright, moving on, we have point number 6. Currently I don't have any closed doors, I think. Let me see if... yeah, there's a car in between. Yeah, I shouldn't start the combat because it's way complicated when you're in the combat, but if you don't have the lockpick or locksmith or whatnot, you can also just shoot the doors open, even if there's no fight. Especially when there's no fight started, you can just use your weapon, free aim at the door. Hopefully there's no car in between you and the doors. Come on, game, why are you not loading? Damn it, will hang. No, it will not. Let me try to demonstrate it, because always whenever I put a video, someone screams, you should demonstrate it. So let's see. Boom. Door is open, and actually, yeah, I failed to load it previously. Funny thing. Nice. Take it all. Okay, good. Stolen money. Okay, cool. Anyways, you can open the door. Next is aim intention is important. This is situational, but I need to explain the mechanics, how the game works. So for that, we will need enemies. So the thing is, I can shoot burst or any weapon. The thing is, what I'm trying, trick, the advice here is only one hit, like a scratch, one damage, whatever, if your intentions were to shoot, let's say, in the leg. So, how to explain properly? Other games have a threshold, so basically you need to do 10 damage or you actually hit or something. In this game, if you shoot from far away and say shoot in the leg, even if the bullet misfires and actually hits in the head, enemy will receive that trigger. And why it's important? Because, for example, if you shoot in the leg, you see there's a slowed. They will be slowed. If you shoot in the groin, they will be suppressed. If you shoot in the arms, they will be inaccurate. It's really important because it doesn't matter. You can shoot from other side of the map, and even if you scratch, if you aim, the intention were aiming for arm, but you hit accidental leg, but you hit enemy, they will have this particular. So that's a bit weird, but you need to know that's why the intention is important, where you are hitting, where you want to shoot. Somewhat weird, but hey, now you know. Point number 8. I need to speed up. Mine's auto stop. So when you have, let's say, this guy, Larry, explosives expert. Well, they are all experts now in this playthrough. But when you run, I'm just giving you the good advice right away, so you don't worry. If you are running somewhere and there is a mine somewhere in between, your character, that one particular character, will reveal them and immediately stop. So they will never trigger it. But the thing is, it's only once. For example, if you are running in a group, the first guy sees it, but if the second guy is already stepping on this point, they might explode. And also, why it's only once, if there's a mine already seen and you click on it, you can still step on it. So it's not like they will always avoid, but if you are semi-careful and sending your explosives guy first, they will notice and they can afterwards, of course, remove them if you want to. But kinda it was always in my mind how a game, if you can easily send your guy through and they will pop up and your guy will stop, yes, this is the case. This is how the game works. Cool. Point number 9, this is something you already see happening. If you're wondering, I'm just saying it makes game way more pleasant. If you go in the gameplay options, there's an option that says blah blah blah, no, show cover shields always. It's by default combat only. Why it's important is, remember, before you start combat, you're running around. But the thing is, if, for example, let me find some bad example. Can we have a bad example? It's usually in the terrain. For example, here. You stand here and for whatever reason you think you will be covered when the combat starts. So when you have this option enabled, you can see easily. For example, here, I will have cover only from one side. And here, for example, this is the best position. You see, I am covered from 3 sides. Well, the one is broken, but you see, so these shields, they are a little bit unnatural and thing, but hey, it's easier for you, so you can see and position your guys before you start the fight. For example, here, I might send one step closer, so when the fight starts, the guy is in full cover. Just small tip, small thought. Next, we have Overwatch leaves to the open. I can demonstrate it as well. Just a notice, a thing, I hear a lot of 2 approaches, either silence approach or approach where you put everyone on Overwatch, because then you can have more shots. I don't like that, but I need to point out one thing. If you take an Overwatch and you see, currently, if the fight was, and I was in a fight, my smiley has full cover. If you put out, let's say, Overwatch where the enemies are coming, your guy will stand out there, and you can imagine there is no cover whatsoever. So that's why I'm totally not a big fan of covers, because, I had an upper hand if I'm fully covered from there and shooting, just stepping out, shoot and come back. Overwatch, be aware of that. That's Point number 11, it will be not easy to, yeah, this map is already cleared, but sometimes, oh yeah, in this map particular, there was a computer salon. A lot of these computers you were able to hack. My advice is, there's two outcomes from the, generally, two outcomes. Either you gain intel or you gain money. So the thing is, if you open up a map and select this one, it says intel acquired. So if in this map and around it, I already acquired all the intel around it, there is the outcome always will be money. And especially at the start when money is not, yeah, you don't have 9 million money, that's a problem. So my advice is how you can force it. You can open up operations and then scout the area, gather all the intel around, and then in that map you can hack whatever thing it is to hack. It will always give you money, more or less, but it will be always money. So advice, hack for money, not for intel, because intel is free to discover on your own, just takes a little bit more time. That's it. Okay, next step is don't forget about the talents. This is something I need to, I don't have my favorite mercenary. Okay, I will bring her up. This is totally different playthrough for this video. My favorite, one of favorites is Kalina. Why? Because she has, some of them have passive talents, but this talent, it's under perks, but actually it's not a perk, it's talent. She can shoot bypassing all the armor. So if you have, I had an enemy or boss with, you know, heavily armored, that one shot is game changer for the combat. And why I say it's not, you see, perks are here, traits are here. It was talent. Yeah, this is yeah, see, this is a talent, traits and talents, and some of them are active, some of them are passive, so don't forget about them. For this, for example, the same Kalina, she's amazing. She's just a game changer when it comes to combat, so be aware of that. So now we are in the area where we will talk a little bit about items. So pay attention to penetration, and this is for weapons particularly. I will show you, don't tell anyone that, no, it seems like I'm a hoarder, but I'm actually not. No, this is fine. So most of the weapons, that basically, in my, so far I have encountered kind of three things, okay, more, no, yeah. You see there's penetration. This is a heavy, but I'm not going guns blasting. This is super heavy penetration, but mainly all the shooting weapons have three options. Three actually. One is penetration, none. I would advise avoid weapons with non-penetration, because, you know, they will eventually have some armor, so that's where you get in trouble. Most of them have light penetration. This is absolutely normal thing to go and normal thing to do. But if we scour through our things, you can find this particular, for example, weapon that has medium penetration. As far as I can tell, this is the only one. All the sniper rifles also have the light. There is only once I managed to randomly get my hands on 50 cal sniper rifle. At that point, I haven't shot a single shot in this game because I didn't have any ammo at that point. So yeah, and that's somewhere in some other save. But yeah, pay attention to this penetration and at least go for light. Don't go for none. That will be a kind of problematic. All right. Next, while we are here, my approach, my weapon of choice is Gold Fever. Stupid that I can show you, because in this playthrough I don't have it. I need to load some other game will load, but anyways, there's a specific named gun. The named gun can be found in this area. I will say that much, not gonna spoil anything more, but you can have it, you can find it. I missed it in this playthrough, but that is the highest damage per shot so far, besides that 50 cal sniper rifle I never shot. My next go-to is always M24. You can hate it or love it. It's cumbersome, that's the downside. It takes a lot of AP, but hey, this gun, this particular gun, yeah, sorry, it's a bit over the... I can find, no worries, no worries. I should have that gun elsewhere as well. So this one, we are talking about this one, yeah. A lot of attachments, modifications, all that doesn't matter. When it's fully upgraded, it's basically one-shotting everyone up to strong. Very strong enemies require critical hits. So if you have some crazy perks where you aim for a lot of increased health and all that, you can still one-shot all the enemies even very hard, right? And when it comes to the armored ones, get Kalina. She needs to refresh that talent, but hey, you can even shoot those with heavily armored and still one-shot those enemies. So that was my playthrough, my approach. Then when it comes to weapon upgrades, it's my advice is you have steel pipes, you have lenses, and at one point, I should have somewhere here as well, you have chips. Chips are used for many things, and at start you will have just a few of them. I would go with scope first. So this thermal scope eliminates grazing, and it's just amazing. Of course, there are different approaches if you like something else, but in my opinion, when there's a mist, there's a nighttime, there's all those things that reduce your chance to one hit. This is the go-to. And only when you have all the thermal scopes for your sniper rifles, then you can have this UV dot, that's my favorite, which also requires chips. So chips are really short at the start. Scopes first, and only then attach this side attachment. That's my kind of advice I'm trying to give you here. Next up is Dismantle. This is something I found only later on. This is random chance. Whenever you dismantle a weapon, if that weapon has a modification like these pluses, it has a higher chance to give you a pipe. It does not guarantee give you back some things, or lenses, but the more you basically dismantle scrap, the more there's a chance to gather the steel pipes. At the start of the game, it's really frustrating. You need them for the silencers, for extenders, extended barrels and all that. But later on, when you dismantle scrap enough of them, you will have your things. So don't sit on the weapons you are absolutely not going to use. For example, these MP5s, they have zero non-penetration. They are super short range. I'm like, nope, never ever used short range, because the distance, the stealth, the staying hidden, all that comes together. That short range is no-go. Nope, no. Dismantling all of them gives you a lot of upgrading tools for your real guns. Next up, we have unload used. This is especially, let me show you. I'll find one. You see, most of them I have unloaded already. So this machine gun is sitting here with really heavy NATO standard 7.62 millimeter. 100 bullets is in this beast. Unload, and you have now 100 bullets in your pockets, which, for example, for sniper rifle means more than 10-15 magazines, full magazines, you just gained from just unloading unused weapons. You will have them, as you see, most of them I have already unloaded. They are empty. Don't store fully packed weapons. That's how you avoid this problem with bullets, ammo. Next up, point number 18 is machine guns are great. This is something, if you pay attention to my guys, they have all sniper rifle, but right next to it is machine gun, and especially this is a minigun, mini-me. So this weapon particularly is why this. Okay, there's many of them, but look what happens if you fully upgrade them. Again, sorry, I will take away for the second this over. Look at them, fully upgraded. Look at the range. If you compare to anything that shoots automatically else, 20, you can find some other, you know, 24. These mini-me and also these heavily, this is absolutely amazing gun. They can be extended to shoot up to 36. Some of the sniper rifles don't even have 36. No, they have. Okay, all of the sniper rifles have. So this is the same length as you can shoot sniper rifle, you can shoot mini-me. And at the end of the game, when you have marksman 100 and dexterity and all maxed out, they basically hit every single one of those in the burst. So it's insane damage. And if you put it down and you can shoot 4 and 5 times with only 4 action points, don't think they are bad. It's somewhat weird than in other games. They have really bad spread, and you know, you shoot like a crazy and hit everything. When you have a good marksman, basically this is huge damage. This is insane damage. Just trust me and try it out, right? A secondary option when shit hit the fan, you want that, trust me. Then need to speed up again. Item order matter. This is simple. For example, fly is my guy for crowbar. If I had more crowbars, the first it comes in order basically. If I had another one, let me see if I don't have, or let's say with the med packs. Larry is my medic guy. If I put in this order, I will use already used things first, especially for crowbars and lockpicks. It's important because you need to get rid of them eventually, so you don't take 2 slots. If you put in this order, next time you try to heal, you will start this. You will use this item. So just, you know, have an order in your inventory. It pays off in long term, and getting rid of these. You break those crowbars and lockpicks, then you scrap them because you can't repair them and move on, right? Then perk points can be stored. This is something also really at the beginning of the game. I can't show you because they are all used, but whenever you have an upgrade, you have these perks and you have an option to upgrade. In terms of where you can put those perk points, these perk points, there's a requirement. 70, you see, stat 70, 80, 90, health, agility, dexterity, strength, and wisdom. When you hire a guy and they, for example, don't have strength enough, but you want this Ironclad so badly, for example, you can't just leave it. Your guy can store more and more those perks, and then once you reach the threshold and have that 80 strength, then you can put it. So you are not forced, and it's not wasted. Sometimes in some games, when you reach the certain point, if you don't put the point, you can't proceed further. So this is not the case. You can store as many perk points as you want, and then put them in order and unlock and train them to have that stat that you want. Okay, so now you know, don't rush it. Next is, while we are on Ironclad, this is overrated, and for one particular reason. I'll show you in a moment. I think I can close and open up here. Yeah, no, I need to open. So anyways, it is great kind of point. It says you have still free moves range while wearing cumbersome armor. So the problem starts when you open up and you see your inventory, and I have all the cumbersome armor, so I still have some free points, and this guy has it, but you see, amazing. And then you look at the weapon, and the weapon also has cumbersome. As far as I can tell, if someone tested it out, but I think none of my guys with this weapon has this free move despite this fact. So if you have a dedicated guy with M24, which is cumbersome weapon, yeah, I think this, oh yeah, this also is cumbersome. Yes, I have still even if I have this rifle without cumbersome, this is still cumbersome. So, you know, as far as I can tell, that talent point frees up the free movement only from the weapon. So you need to have light weapons. That's the problem why I kind of discovered too late that this Ironclad is not that great, because yes, a lot of my guys I already put the point in and afterwards realized, hey, they still don't have the free move. Anyways, moving on, we have wisdom perks are great. I had, where's my guy? I leveled up a mercenary that I don't have anymore because he's now too expensive. Let me see. Yeah, these knockdown and shock and a wave, it's amazing, 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 amazing. And particularly why, come on, stop clicking like a maniac and open the character screen. So I am looking at these particularly. High morale when starting combat, that's cool, and especially this one. When you have a sniper rifles, increase morale when you deal more than 50 damage with single shot. Those headshots, they mostly will be over 50. That's as much as I can say. So it comes together with previous points I already showed you. Yeah, once per turn you can have it, but you know what? Yeah, you can increase it. And then, yeah, this high morale deals extra damage when morale is high. That extra damage against those guys with the helmets, where they reduce, you know, they have the armor, the flat armor that reduces the damage you can do, and then you do extra damage, so you know, take that. So yeah, just at least one of these guys I think should be leveled in wisdom. Currently I failed this myself, but moving on is something I really hate in this game. I will not be able to show you particularly here, but I have two teams here. The problem is, when you open repair item and select, let's say, magic only, that guy cannot repair weapons that are broken in this team. So in order, where you have two teams here in one block, you can, for example, select treat wounds and treat other party. You can select train mercs and, you know, pick everyone from both teams. It's doable, but it breaks at the point where you have repair items. If repairing mechanic is taken from just one team, so basically you need to take one guy from one team, one guy from other team, and then, and only then, you are able to ask them to repair both teams' weapons. Be aware of that. If you are not aware of that and you have mechanic in just one of the teams and move together, you will end up with all the broken weapons in other team. Just saying, right? Small thing, but a bit I don't like. Then save magazines. This is also I don't have at the moment. This is my first playthrough where I will just show you the stats of my own guy with other guys. So basically, you can train everyone up to 91 stat. Wisdom is the only stat you can't train. All other stats you can train up to 91. So that's where the problem hits. After 91, there's only two ways how to get it. Either out on the field, actually shooting, actually healing, which takes a lot of time because these are the last points to actually master your guy. Or there's another way. I don't think in any of my any of these stashes I have any magazines. Yeah, I have used them all up so carelessly. But basically, if you save those magazines, those papers where when you read, one of your guys reads, they increase marksmanship and they increase health, all the one stat by 1 point. 1 point seems little, but you know what? Only 9 points you're missing. For example, this is my medical guy. He has healed so many times and it's still 91 medicine. So now I'm thinking, why I wasted those precious magazines when the guy I leveled from 81 to 82, right? So training Merc is to push the limit. This is min-maxing and having the highest possible stats, and then use those sweet magazines. For the second playthrough, I have saved them all, so I will have my super team ready. Anyways, next up we have treat wounds after self-heal. This is especially important at the start when you have... I don't think I have this problem here because, yeah, I have 1,500 medicine. You know, this is the playthrough where, you know, I gather things when you don't use any other ammo, just one bullet per guy in the head. Then medicine at the start. If you heal your guys after every fight, you know, you will have some bruises and such things. Right after the fight, you can mouse over and you will see they have a health bar and they have a little extra that will heal after a while. It's basically the same amount that is when you use bandage, right? It has some certain point beyond which you cannot treat with bandage, and you need to have this operation and called treat wounds. So the thing is, I'll explain. After a fight, every one of you guys will have this bandage thing that they will regenerate a little bit health. If that little bit goes beyond, you see these bars, for example, this Sydney has 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. If Sydney lost his health in 2.5 bars, if I immediately put him in treatment, it will require basically two bars are missing. But if I leave for a time for self-heal, then this self-heal might push into the last bar, and then when I put up in a heal, which means spending less medicine, you will have to regenerate only 1 bar. I hope I explained enough, but when at the beginning and after every fight you will have bruises, a lot of bruises and a lot of treatments. It's normal, but the thing is you can't buy medicine anywhere. So if you don't have that, if you run out of medicine, you will have a bad time. That's simple as that. Last few points is Shift+Click for planning. This is something I need to address right away. This is one of the tips from the game, but just putting it out. For example, you see, if I order the guy comes here, you will go through this. If there's an enemy you want to avoid, you can custom made your path. So pressing shift and then planning. I read the tip too late in the game where I was like, why this guy wants to go, you know, in some weird ways, but you can actually tailor every single one if you want to, right? That's a small thing, but just be aware of that. And Militia does not heal. This is something you need to be aware of well. Damn it, I don't have anywhere Militia. Oh, damn it. That's what happens when you load a different game, a different save. So you can train Militia, right? You know what I'm talking about. Not anywhere, but on the cities. So these guys, they level up if they survive the fight. The problem is they have a health bar, the same as you do. Once they, after a fight, suffer kind of casualties, are left with half health only, that's it. That's why they will always inevitably die. You can't treat them, they can't regenerate full health. If that would be the case, that would be amazing. It's not the case. Even your guys cannot treat them, so they will, even if they are elite and maxed out, a little by little their health will be taken over the time, and at the end even all the elites will die. Small little thing, be aware, annoying as hell, I know, but that's it. Then we have a point where check notes and sector. This is really minor thing, but just you know, I'm putting it out. No, I'm not going to show you completed because you will have, yeah. So if you have, for example, in the notes, you know, you have this selection, you can select and it will open you right away. There will be a lot of things where you need to move around and all that and all things. So reading those notes, for example, So that was a bad note. There's just one entry, but for example in the mines, so now it's completed, it's marked, but you actually when it opens, you can see, you can click in most of these cases, and actually it brings you where you need to go, where you need to find, where it's something, where the next lead is going forward. So these notes are really important, especially when you see there's an attached exclamation mark. It means there's just a new note, something has updated, it's one of your quests. My advice, always check them and then check the sectors where what is happening. One of the things I just learned from one of you guys that's commented my previous video, absolutely thank you for that. Now I know that leadership is the one that speeds your movement over the map. I will demonstrate it briefly. I have a team where highest leadership is 35, and in this party I have 70. So you see both of them. This team can travel there in basically 16 hours, where this team from exact same point, they will take 1 day and 1 hour, so 25 hours. So this is what impacts how fast you can move. So make sure in every team you have at least one high leadership, or in my case, all of them have, of course, this 91. My guy has 99. Anyways, now you know. And last but not least, there will be one bonus as well, but game is not going to push anymore. I already gave away too much, but main story is not time limited, which means there will be some cases where something happens and then you need to intercept a party, or there will be some attacks somewhere that says in 5 days the enemy will arrive or something like that. But main story, as far as I can tell, if you don't push and trigger events or actually get close to the location, you will not trigger it. So if you are, I don't know, saving one side or training, reasons why to do that is you want to train, you probably want to train your guys, you want to have real experts, like I do currently, maxed out basically Superman team. All the hits are shoots are hit, and yeah, you know. So you can, there's no limit. There's no limit for time. You see, I have 2003 year. This is really just tested. Put the timeline, just let it go, and that's it. And that's why I managed to. I have another save with 15 millions even further. But the thing is, so don't feel pushed to rush somewhere, right? Explore, you can comb through all the sectors, you know how to do that. Every sector basically has a little either hidden stash or some side quest or something, a lot of things to do. So don't feel pressured to do somewhat, right? Last but not least, I will just mention, not saying to abuse it, but especially when it comes to a point, so you don't have to play the game 10 or 15 times, right? Before you make a conversation, you know that you need to give in a quest or something, or approach or somewhere. I know there's an option where it's just one save, that's basically shooting yourself in the leg, but a lot of these options, they have some weird outcomes, and you're like, oh, now I turned out to be bad guy, like, okay, probably I need to pick other, or you kill someone and then like, what would happen if I spare them? And then you spare them, they give you some more things or more loyalty. I'm like, okay, this seems like the option I want to go with. So I know developers probably will hate me for saying this, but they made this game so you can have more than one playthrough. But to be honest, you know, when you once know already what will happen, how will happen, I'd say 2-3 playthroughs are the maximum. But there are so many branches, so many options. With 3 playthroughs, I don't think, without saving and then checking what the other option was, you will not be able to do that. I'm just saying that, okay? Not just saying because I have played, I have tested, and there are so many dependencies and things that, oh boy. Anyways, this is the last point. All the things I learned without major spoilers. For major spoilers, I have other video. absolute major spoilers where I will give you the clue how to get best gameplay outcome and have most of the fun. In the description I'll put the video. If you want to, you can check. Otherwise, yeah, this is 30 tips from my side, and yeah, we'll meet in another video, shall we? Cheers.